Hello, chat! No warning, dropping paid. Friends into stream.
We're just waiting on one more.
It's shenanigans.
Ow, you centaur.
I spent all my shit and I only need one more thing to do 10 pull. I need more shit.
Did you do her test run?
I need to do I think there was 2 test runs I could do to give me gems that I still need to do. Did my model freeze the moment I started?
Yes.
Cool. You know, it was working all the way up until that... Oh, wait, nope, she's alive, she lives!
I'll remind you again.
We're alive.
Lives!
Yay.
I'm sorry I scared you, chat. Behold, fear.
Surprise! People.
No fear. And her name is Arcade. Oh, how we doing, chat? Jeez. Oh, fuck, I didn't fix the things on stream, damn it.
Still can't hear it?
Probably not. Alright, let's see. Let's go down the line. We got Wolf, we got Omaris, we got Nightshade, Peace is probably also here, but they haven't said anything in chat. Hello, everybody!
You do be correct about that one.
I'd be like, wow, am I in a Discord call with Peace and they're not even in chat?
Wolf.
Chat, I need to sell my friends out just a little bit.
The case before
I started the
us
stream,
is
I had game
strange
open, and then all of a sudden I get some
unprecedented
Discord
one indeed.
messages. Arcane, join the voice call. Arcane, get in here.
I murdered the stone center.
Alright, so, updates, chat. Had my doctor's appointment. I did not die.
Good.
And you are not dying?
Not currently dying, no.
That's good.
Although, I mean, who knows? They did the test and went, no, you did not have asthma. And I'm like, I thought I did have asthma from the last test, but no, I don't.
Fun.
Whee!
We love the 180s.
Yay!
Uno reverse.
So I'm back to having
No,
no
you.
answers.
They're lovely.
Isn't it great?
In other words, it's
Emotional damage! Exactly. Also, I have burritos.
burritos.
Woo. Oh my god, can I hear things again? I heard the hydrate.
The case before us
Quick, someone
is a
cheese.
Strange and unprecedented one indeed.
I will hydrate, I heard it. Cheese! I can hear!
Cheese.
Double cheese.
Hello there.
Double
Hello there.
cheese.
Chat, I can hear again! My ears work!
Yay!
Yay!
That's good. At least something's happening, you know? Test run. Yeet. I
Dang,
want
I just
jets.
need 22 more Hydrooculus to finish leveling my statue.
Alright, hello, murder lady.
I love her character design.
Stick
Do the Mordor.
the Mordor.
Overruled.
Woo! Well, that's a scary move. I like that. What type of person is she?
She's a spear user.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a little more than that. What, like, element?
Oh,
Pyro.
Fire.
Okay, got it.
Is fire.
He's fire. Our other friends. Hello, other friends.
Animal test 6308.
Sucrose.
You look judgy.
Ah, yes, Xingqiu.
You know, I thought this
Intona.
guy looked like a little shit. I think this guy looks like a little shit.
Check this out.
They both look like little shits in different ways. Which is not necessarily a bad thing. Oh boy.
Oh my gosh. Murder all the things.
Murder the things. Ow. Every time.
Don't ow.
Shush,
bad.
don't tell me how to play the game. I don't need instructions.
No.
Probably read the instructions.
My God. That's cute.
I don't think that's actually very helpful information.
Everlasting as the moon.
The You know, that didn't actually do very much. Interesting, though.
I almost had enough primo gems I can do 3 tentacles.
That's a lot, yes.
Do it.
You know, that's not what that did the first time I used it. That was surprising. Jump scared.
Mortars, everything.
I'm going to wait at least till the door resets so I can get another 5 free things so I don't waste the 5 I've already got.
I'm just chilling in the area with the otters.
I win. Of course you are.
Well, the otters bring me good luck. It's also, we're just waiting for my friend.
I think I need to turn up pieces. I cannot turn up pieces volume.
Oh. Yay, I'm quiet again. Lovely.
Yeah, just a little bit. Cryo.
Why am I quiet? Do I
Oh,
need to yell?
Oh!
maybe the game's just
Should I be
loud.
yelling? Maybe Discord messed up my settings, and that's why I'm
Probably because Discord had updates yet again today.
I feel like I barely turned my headset up and then y'all were just screaming.
Nah, this isn't screaming.
Huh.
No, that's not
Digress.
changed. So
Well, Crow, it would be Gamba, except I'm broke as shit. So instead I'm getting free shit. If I can get enough free shit, though... I could hear my voice, I didn't like that. I'm very close to having enough free shit.
I see my friend is back active in Discord.
Bow user. Gross.
bow user, not gross. Bow is nice.
Bow is gross.
I will admit I was having a little bit of fun with Lenny when I did its test run because I wanted to gems. Now Apollo's home.
Eat.
How dare.
Don't eat me. That's rude. Little bear facing wrong direction. There we go.
Ow! Whoops.
Oh, we don't have a yeet sound in here.
Oh my god, what the fuck am I doing?
You're going to explode on them all. That's what you were doing.
Apparently.
Here comes the finale.
Whee!
And voila!
Everybody stand back.
Thank you, Wolf.
A round of applause.
Just a little guy.
Just a little lad. Just a little lad.
Yeah, but most of them are probably better with charged shots. I'm just doing it for gems.
Yeah, I was gonna say something, but I figured I'd let you play how you wanted.
Which is usually just rapidly switching between characters without a care for how the game should properly be played.
I mean, rapidly switching isn't bad. It's just if to do combos, make elemental combos.
I'm still
to switch
so
rapidly.
far from having enough to do another thingy. Heck.
Have 81.
Need
Oh,
some more.
You have. I see you have 9.
Did
When
I?
people convert their Primo Gems to the things
Fine.
instead of just using the wishing with Primo Gems, confuses me.
What?
It just breaks my brain.
Is that an option?
Well, you can do it and it'll convert it to the things you make anyway. It breaks my brain for some reason because I never do that. I just let the game convert them for me.
Oh. I didn't know that was an option.
Yeah, if you haven't, as long as you have enough Primo Gems, you can just wish and it'll turn them into it and make the wish for you.
I see.
Which is how I usually do it. I don't bother
Oh, fine.
going through that extra step.
Mm.
That's just me, though.
They probably do it because they also didn't know.
Do, do, do.
I wish I could just make all the exclamation points go away without actually doing anything with them. I'd be nice. I have so much stuff that I don't know what it is.
You have recipes. Right. Need to re-alive Diluc.
First, I mark up the price by 30%, and then
The English voices also break my brain.
and the customers still feel like they're getting a bargain.
That's my job.
A
Break your
win-win.
brain. Where am I?
Somewhere on a hill, apparently.
Apparently.
Oh, you're on a hill in Leeway because that's where we left off. We were doing map stuff.
Yeah, you left me on a hill.
We did leave you on a hill. You know, we should fix that.
Yes.
Probably. Oh, hello.
Alright, Peach, shall we see my luck?
Well, are you doing the thing?
I need to get up to an even number. I'm at an odd number at the moment.
You can afford to do anything, even take on the
Just gonna
academia.
open your stuff in the corner so I can see it.
Hi.
Oh,
Don't mind my fish.
I like your fish. I don't have a fish. So where were we going?
Unlocked all that. Well, I think this was our final destination, and then we stopped. So,
Uh-huh.
to a different location
Alright,
would be
we're gonna see if I get lucky.
I make
Do it.
Dora, and it makes me happy. La, 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 la.
Okay. Well, there's a 4-star. Hey, Lynette.
Cute.
Nice. Is good character. weapon. This is 3.
Huh? Ta-da!
Give shiny.
Oh, fine.
4. Still a sword. Or not. I guess it is a sword. In a way.
It's a lot of swords.
Alright, last. Nope.
Nope.
No 5-star and 5 pulls.
With enough
Unfortunate.
Mora, you can afford to do anything.
Saying.
Even take on the academia.
Someone tell me to stop dropping rice in my keyboard.
Stop dropping rice into your keyboard.
Never. Unplug the keyboard and turn it upside down to get the rice out.
There.
Get out of there. Did it work? It did not work.
A Geo.
Fuck, I
Alright.
just went deeper in. Oh!
How dare you make it worse?
Fuck! It's a good thing I can use my mouse to let you in.
First, I mark up the price by 30%. And
well,
then
good to
I
know
offer a 20% discount.
This level of
More
this
Mora
character
for me,
can
and the
one-shot
customers still
stuff.
feel like they're getting
Just
a bargain.
carefully pop
And
the
it's
keys out. I can
called
just
a
grab the
win-win.
rice. Get out
Also, I
of there.
think your model broke.
Why are there so many of you down here? What
I
the
think.
fudge?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Here, die.
Go away.
And you're dead now.
Jeez, where are you? Oh, you're all the way over there.
Yeah. This is where I'm at, yes.
Huh? Ta-da! No! Oh, fine.
I'll fix her in a second, chat.
Bother.
Just gotta get the keyboard plugged back in.
I will stay and wait here with you.
With enough Mora, you can afford to do anything. Even take on the academia.
Alright, where are we going?
Place.
Places.
Where'd peace go? Oh, down there. Is that where we're going?
Yep. Oh, you're on my head.
This feels so slow today. There we go. That looks like a large body of water.
Nah.
I am mostly sure I'm not gonna make it across this. I might make it to the
No,
middle, though.
Don't try.
And that's as far as I make it. Ow. I died.
Oh no. Don't do that.
Hit the ground really hard. Technically, I hit a tree really hard, but you know.
I don't have anybody that can fix that.
Hello.
Food, unfortunately.
Huh. Let's appraise the value on this.
Should
I could just
probably
make
be on somebody that can fix that, but you know.
Just do it right here. Make ice bridge.
Time to climb a mountain. Very short mountain, but a mountain nevertheless. Shoo. Hello, shiny thing in the sky. I pissed everything off. That's fine.
Amaris, protect.
Ah, thing acquired. You're doing great, Amaj.
Yes.
Ooh, we can definitely write this off as incidental gains.
My brain is still on the E to interact button. That's not correct.
No, it's usually F.
It's E in like every other game. Hello, spear people. Goodbye, spear people. Ah. Why does it look suspicious right here?
Oh,
Look, it's
stand on top of it. Now jump.
Alright, that scared me. Jesus Christ.
To help traverse the shell of this area.
So are we looking for something, Amaris, or are we just...
Oh, we're heading over to where the statue is.
Okay.
No, there was a group of enemies that were aggroed, and I'm like, where are they?
They were angry.
Very angry.
Fight my scary dog privilege.
Don't worry, my friend will have that privilege soon. She is also Babu, so...
We are but wee babus.
Yes. I literally showed her my friend list and showed her that you were the other Babu.
Highly dangerous. This seems fine. That dude's dead.
Remember, you have a scary dog, guard dog privilege.
I don't know what's so dangerous about this.
Damn, that investigate really just bullied me.
Really.
It gave me wheat and radishes. A radish is a joke you guys wouldn't understand unless I explained it. For
Clearly.
art class one time, we had to draw, like, vegetables, and I picked radishes, so I have had to draw an extensive number of radishes.
Oh no.
The model froze again. Cool. She's just
Wow.
gonna go hide in the trash can for right now. I should make a trash
Perfect.
can so that when she breaks, I just put it there. And she can just literally sit in a trash can on stream.
Just put your wiggle emote in place of it.
You're right, I've got a little wiggly guy. Do I have the wiggly guy accessible or... Aha!
Hmm.
This is me today, chat.
There we go.
Much better. Perfect.
Oh, I love
Let's make
that.
to improvise.
Who needs a proper VTuber model when you've got a little wiggly guy?
Oh. Hey, Arcane, you got a free chest. Because he's killed everything here.
Peace did a Mordor.
Peace did do a Mordor.
Let's appraise the value on this.
One does not simply walk into Mordor unless you have scary dog privilege. That's what the hobbits were missing.
Mm. Right. Now we do a lead.
Goodbye. And then, how do I do the thing again?
Yeah, you go up to it and touch it.
I have to put it
Oh,
back
F2.
to...
F2.
That's the button.
F2 brings up your multiplayer.
Thank you.
And then down
The
there,
log can be
you
both-
return. Yeah.
Touch.
Yay! You can now see the shelf area on the map.
Hooray.
So many shelves.
I have exactly one. You may have it. Have a good day, statue. It does kind of look like a giant chess piece, you right. Behold, the ledge.
Well, you want to know the funny thing about that?
Uh-huh.
Mm,
The gnosis inside that give the gods their powers are literally chess pieces when they're pulled out.
Oh. Hmm. Oh, hey, my person's not dead anymore. Hooray.
Oh yeah, you were near the statue. The statue will revive and heal. Oh no, I'm on a ledge.
Alright, where's the piece? There's peace. Oh, there goes peace.
No,
Bye,
peace! Looks like a
That's not
jungle.
market. Oh, don't need to mark it anyway. Clearly very visible.
Will I make it that far?
Probably not. Yeah, you might. Actually,
Looks like I could.
good on stamina.
Eat!
Hello.
Hello.
Go by.
Goodbye.
Do a touch.
Where the fuck am I? Oh.
Oh, why did it put you all the way back there? That's rude, game.
Apparently that's the last place I touched the actual ground.
But you touched the ground around the statue.
I don't think I
game.
actually touched the ground. I think I just touched the actual base of the statue.
How dare the game be like that?
It's not the first time it's done it to me, but the last time I was a lot closer. Eat. Ooh. Ah. Little guy! Several little guys!
Ah,
I saw them.
but I don't know.
Give me a moment. Ah! Brain's doing too many things at one time.
Yeah. So I did not read. What do thing do?
What do thing? Oh, this thing? It does similar thing to fish thing in other area.
Mm. Similar but not same?
I guess it said that. I just saw that.
I mean, it is the same. It's just not fish.
I was like, really, what?
And you also don't stay inside it, you just eat towards it.
Yeah. That's all.
Those are large lads.
But yes, it makes.
Bad idea, but I want to
great-
go look at large lads. Hello, large lads. You are
Go.
quite large.
Jesus.
I do not know they. I can't remember if they will attack you or not unless you attack them. I don't think they will.
I love you.
Is the Shumpter beast?
Oh my god, it's adorable!
Look at him go!
Look at him go! Yeah! It's adorable. Alright. Where to now? Yeet. At least that one was easy to get. Nightshade, no! Don't eat the baby!
No!
He
Pork,
was
pork.
just a little guy.
Pork, pork.
Yeah, fam's probably home.
What? Game? Huh?
What happened?
Don't die.
I swore.
Are we
I was
climbing a tree?
gliding, but, no.
Aw, but big tree.
I mean, you can climb.
One day they'll put dark mode on.
Oh no, no, no! My stamina.
Oh, nice.
He started climbing up the side of the hill.
Was
We'll split it.
until I ran out of stamina.
Oh.
I'm finding things in the tree.
I'm at 13. 14% now.
Okay, you get free stuff.
I love free stuff.
Whatever's gonna get me, I don't care.
I'm on my way.
Jeez, I can bully certain things here now and not be afraid.
Did you used to be afraid?
Oh, yes.
Little guy! Why are you sitting like that?
Promoted Genshin streaming Discord habits. My server's occupied at the moment.
You have other freaking VC channels to use.
Trying to convert mana here now. That's what we're trying to do.
Do it.
Shiny sparkly.
Oh, the shiny sparkly up on the roof. Oh. Mm.
Ew.
Oh, that I don't know. I thought you were talking about the shiny sparkly up here. Come on, Arcane. We must
Hold
catch
on,
up
I found
to
a
P.
puzzle.
It is a puzzle where you cannot cross the same
Ew.
type.
Yeah, I
same one,
figured.
So,
I got there eventually.
alright, good.
As soon as I fucked it up the first time, I was like, oh.
What? Ha! Ah!
Huh?
Oh. You did the puzzle. I forget there's a weird cutscene
Oh,
thing.
sorry, I did puzzle.
Yeah, it's fine. I completely forgot. It's been so long again since I've done
Take it all.
Sky.
in the sky, the mighty sky. The wind dragon sleeps tonight.
What?
Onward. We must go.
Zoom.
Ah! This is fine.
Yeet!
Jesus Christ, hi.
Oh, look at all the sleepy babies. Oh my god, that one's itching its back! So cute. Yeet.
Oh. You got here.
Yeet.
I am back with my people. I'm back with the altars.
What for?
That's a very large lad.
Hmm. Yes.
You need scary dark.
Mm, yes.
I almost joined on Apollo. It's fine.
Right, I had to go down the list so far now because of other people being on now.
For a 20% discount. More
Behold,
money, and
the large
customers
lad.
still feel like they're getting a bargain. Now that's what I call a
What level
win-win.
is he with your current world level? Only 30.
Only 30.
Dead.
I help. See? Look how helpful.
And chest.
Yeah, and it's alright,
We'll split it. 50-50.
And we follow the piece.
Up we go.
Oh look, the flowers! That I need to go farm for
we should steal him from Arcane because I don't think. Wait, no, she has.
She has Dory. Dory uses them as well, I believe.
Do I need to grab the wallflowers?
I think Dory uses them. Let me check. Dory does use them. Yes, you will need them.
Grab.
Yes. Collect wallflowers.
Okay, I think that was all of them.
Yeah, there's probably only about 4 or 5.
I think it's only 4.
Oh. One of these areas. Run on past that.
I'm just waiting for Arcane.
Unless Kane starts fighting things.
Yeah. Short bean! Away! Large lad! The other way!
Up and...
Oh no,
Hmm.
the large lad is... Oh, no, he's dead.
He's dead and there's a chest.
Woohoo!
Oh, one of the... I see.
The more enemies that I've never seen that we interact with, the more gems I get.
Yes.
Yes, that too.
Also, a friend will be
And-
joining Discord in a bit.
Okay.
Discord's just being a butt.
No!
Perfect.
Not the butt.
And but this. You want the thing?
Huh?
I saw you eyeballing it. Do you want it?
I mean... I do not want it.
Alright, peace, let's do this.
Hang on, I'm gonna make this easier by.
Here,
giving
I'll
it-
sit up here. You guys got this.
I want.
Oh, scary things have appeared above my health bar. I don't like that.
Oh, yeah, you should. You'll be fine.
I'm fine.
Get it.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh, scary lad spawned.
We will require your assistance down here.
Mine?
Yes, because you will have to touch the this, because we can't touch it. Only you can touch it.
Touch the this.
Yes, touch this scary flower.
Destroy. I did it!
Yay!
I definitely helped.
Um,
I'll take it.
Arcane.
all.
Yes.
You have an electro character. Smack that with your electro thingy mo up.
Is that what I'm currently using?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, lightning. Smack it. Or use your skill, I guess. E.
Smack.
There you go. Now jump on it.
Woohoo!
Get thing.
I think so, yeah.
She
Alright.
did.
On. Look, our destination in the distance.
Yeah, my stamina come back. Goodbye, friends! Big trees.
Tree.
Oh, hi.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
That's a lovely way for Arcane to be introduced to the tigers.
You killed it!
Yeah,
They
don't
will
like
attack you.
Oh.
Yeah, they're not docile.
Oh no, it seemed more interesting
all.
in running away.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
There's
No,
chat with the Y.
Its AI pathing was just doing weird things.
Oh, onion rings.
Onion ring?
On
I
y'all.
want onion ring.
I have to give him Burger King to snack on.
But not a Whopper, 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 Whopper?
No.
Not a Junior Double Triple Whopper? Not the flame grilled taste with perfect toppers? Aha, I'm shorter than you.
Underneath that. That's the downfall of having a tall character.
Wolf's got my back. Lettuce, mayo, pickle, ketchup.
I should probably do the thing.
Eat.
Blank.
You got me, Wolf. You got me. I got new mail. You got mail.
Ah, it's the Twitch drop stuff.
Ah.
Oh my god.
Anything good in there?
Not. I'm just checking.
You do get Primo gems for the last one.
Oh shit. I need to go find
I
someone to
don't
watch.
You get 30 Primo gems if you watch somebody for 2 hours.
Alright, where's someone streaming Genshin? Let's see, I'm gonna judge them based on how their stream appears in the previews. Who gets my view?
Ceviche.
Ooh. That one. They've got a pretty setup.
With enough Mora,
Alright,
Yes.
time to mute and hide that
anything.
so I don't have to look at it.
Winter James, 20 count in
Wolf, I know that reference too well.
Sanctifying,
Hmm?
The AOL, you got mail.
Hmm.
I know that because I have an AOL.
Alright.
Ta-da! No! Oh, fine.
Also, friend had to uninstall Genshin and reinstall it.
No!
Perfect. Everything's just
Your
not
friend
working
is being
well
the
for them.
bullied.
She's being bullied, yes, very much.
Like.
Oh my
severely.
god, what
My
is that?
gosh. What is
Her
what?
files
Crocodile?
are
What are you? You're so cute.
her files
Oh.
integrity is being
It's
verified
way
at
higher
the
level
moment.
than me, but it's so cute.
Don't
Ah!
get too close unless you want to die.
I don't want to die, but it's
Wait.
so cute! Ah!
Don't worry, your guard dog is here.
Amaris, it's so cute!
Oh, I know.
Ah!
Oh no! Oh, my poor friend.
What happened now?
No!
What's wrong?
She's being gift of it smacking her head on the desk.
No.
I'm like, no!
Don't do that. That is a bad.
I'm like, no!
Your poor friend.
Yeah.
I only condone
She
smashing
wants
hand
to
into
play.
desk. Ow, 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 that hurts. There.
Uh,
That's the thing.
Which I think we can just run around. Peace, did you climb up or not?
Ow. No, I did not climb up.
Oh, you're down over here. Oh, I see.
I got the thing.
It's perfectly safe.
I'm coming.
Now it's
Do I need to
fine,
break
they're
another
doing-
thing?
You will have to touch the thing here in a minute, yes.
I'm in this very safe place. I'm here to touch things.
Let's kill big thing first. Alright, big thing is dead. You now go touch thing down here.
Touch. Woo!
Need the thing again.
We'll split it. 50-50.
Let's go. Forget where this goes.
Where did you
does
go?
this go?
Oh gosh.
Oh,
Never mind.
I don't recommend coming down.
it seems
There's a
fine.
lot of-
What's
there's
down
a
there?
lot of things down there. I mean, there's stuff down there. I mean, you can go down there.
Seems perfectly fine.
Just know your 2 guard dogs aren't down there.
Well, why
I
not?
feel like exploring that.
I should probably steer
Probably
clear
good.
if even my guard dogs are afraid.
Oh, it's just a very long exploration thingy-mabob that you deal with. It's not that
Light
it's
candle
scary.
of life.
Candle of... Oh. That's a thing for... It'll help... You didn't know the stuff that appeared above your health bar? The red stuff?
Yes.
It'll help.
Help
Clear
not
that
be red
if you-
stuff. Got it.
Yeah.
Did you guys jump?
I
You
don't
see the red-
remember...
Eat.
You see where the red light pillar is? Yeah, that's where we're going.
Okay.
Give me a moment. His friend is texting me.
Is it being nice now?
Acquire friend.
There's another one of these. Really, game. Ow. That did little to no damage, but still.
Hello. Do I touch flower?
Not yet, I haven't done it.
Okay.
Quick. I missed! Lies, propaganda.
Can I help?
Alright. You can... Oh wait, never mind. Hold up.
Ah!
Alright, now you're good.
Touch. Like, come on, I know I learned how to do the thing.
Yeah, you can still jump on it. The electro thing just makes you jump higher off of it.
Yeah, it just was refusing to actually jump on it. It just kept jumping off.
How rude. Yeah, with the smaller characters, they like to try to jump over it, like just
Yeah.
like completely over it to the other side. That's not how I do the thing. That's what I want.
First, I mark up the price by 30%, and then I offer a 20% discount. More Mora for me, and the customers still feel like they're getting a bargain. Now that's what I call a win-win.
We're gonna go up there.
Is game still being bully?
She's trying to remember how to join. Call.
We're relearning Discord thing. Got it.
Yes.
Perfect. I went up.
Up? You went down.
Well, I guess. Yes, I guess. Technically. Fine, I went sideways. How's that? Is that better?
There she is!
Yay!
Can you hear me?
Yes! Hi, Lexi!
Hey.
Gosh. Voice.
Okay.
Yay.
It's over.
I take it you joined through mobile.
No, I didn't join mobile. We found
found
it.
Yay!
Found another one of your little grass posts.
It seriously beeped as I got on. Honey, can you check the laundry?
Nailed it.
Okay.
Perfect time for everything.
Sorry, lots of spring cleaning today.
You are fine.
Good.
Okay.
Lexi?
It's been a while since I played this, so I'm trying to remember how to add
You're fine.
friends.
Also, Lexi, meet
Uh-huh.
Arcane in Peace.
Hello!
Hey,
Arcane in
nice
Peace.
to meet
This
you.
is my best friend Lexi.
Hello, best friend Lexi!
Nice to
Arcane
meet
is
you.
streaming.
Arcane is streaming,
Oh.
yes.
Oh, fun.
Don't worry, it's a chill day,
No
so.
pressure.
How does
Just join the potatoes.
Also, there's Apollo.
Nice.
You can hear him through my mic.
Okay. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. Friends, I think I need to add you, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Okay, what? I think you sent me the picture, right?
Yes, I sent you yours.
Okay, give me a second. If you guys hear bickering in the background, I have friends here as well.
Oh, worries.
that? Oh, you did the puzzle thing. Okay.
How is my four-legged niece doing?
She's a menace
Oh no.
and still doesn't know how to play with toys that aren't
I'll
fur.
take it.
No, no.
Oh no.
She pecks the little pig toy still. I've still gotta get a video of it and send it to you.
Please do.
To try and to anybody who does not understand, I have a small terrier wiener dog mix.
Ah, yes.
She's really tiny and she doesn't know how to play with toys that aren't fur.
Yeah.
Okay. There you are.
You need to stay dry.
Alright, you should benefit
When-
from
That's the thing. This special
And I'm not, like,
Deluxe and pure
bad
ice
level. I
lemon
think I'm like
water.
level 28 in adventure rank.
Conveniently stored in this
Ah, so I am the babu.
Arcane is the Babu.
It's so good. I have to relearn it, so you're fine.
For only 500,000 mora.
And I also don't know where I'm at, so this is gonna be fun.
That's
we're just
okay.
helping Arcane unlock her map.
You're good. I'm also. I've got to remember how to play multiplayer as well. It's been a while. Oh my god, it's been so long.
Or not.
I'll be with you in a moment, Peace. I found a little guy.
Yeah. Okay.
So this should tell you how long I haven't been in. I have so much mail just saying welcome back.
Oh, it's been that long. Oh.
It's been that long.
All the free Primo gems.
Oh god, I'm in danger.
Show me the goods.
I will be rich by the end of this.
It's fine, if I
Run,
just jump off
Arcane.
the cliff, I'm safe.
Yes, that's how it always works in video games.
I still have 2 characters.
Nope.
Okay,
Amara.
so who wants to walk me through and how to play multiplayer?
It's a good question.
Peace is the best at explaining it. Also, Arcane, Peace, it's okay, I can send Lexi your
Yeah.
guys' UID from the Gacha channel to her so she has more friends.
Go for
Oh,
it.
I actually have a lot of friends to play Genshin. I just don't have time to play anymore.
Peace!
Well, you'll have more friends.
Help!
Plus, also, we can just
Where
join
are
on
you?
Arcane.
Ah. 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 Ah.
It's gonna get me.
Okay.
It's just a one lone torch hilly turtle facing Arcane.
I'm
no.
too low level!
It's stop. Alright.
This is fine.
Yes, one little guy was tormenting me. I'm still too low level for him.
Okay. Okay, people, so how do I join worlds?
You will go to your friends section where you add, and in your list of friends, you can request to join world.
I'll have to poke Apollo for his. And give it to you, Lexi.
All good.
Also, Arcane should have a friend request from Lexi.
Ah. Okay, one moment and I will.
And then once Arcane finished talking to the statue, we can join on her. And go cause chaos.
My chain has beef stew.
His thing is done.
Let's see here.
Okay.
You have no captures.
I have what?
Oh,
Click on okay.
the oculi for the that area, they're green, so people call them cabbages.
Oh no.
Cabbage.
Cabbage.
Friend. Yes, friend.
A week and a day until the Raptor stuff is.
Here.
Okay.
We might as well go.
And then
unlock-
from your friend list, Lexi, you can click on Arcanes and request to join world. And then we can join in on the chaos, even though it's going to be mostly me and Peace being guard dogs for you two.
Yep. Sounds about right.
Yep. Our
Press to join.
scary
There
dog
we go.
privilege.
Like a clay model.
Okay.
Is something.
First, I
Is for
mark up
Bless
the
you.
price by 30%, and then I offer a 20% discount. More for me, and the customers still feel
Is
like they're
for
getting a
people.
bargain.
Yay.
That's what I call a win-win.
Also, there's a chest for you over here, Arcane.
Peace, is that enough thingies?
Yes, actually, yes. 160 is one of those.
Arcane can do a 10 pull.
So yeah, you should be able to just go down to wish 10, click it, and it'll ask to use
Let's
160
go.
primo gems. Then you hit confirm, and
Yuck.
boom. Darn, just a 4-star.
Hello,
What will it
my
be though?
name's Fremine.
Will you
Hold
get
on,
the
I've got my
Is that the
husband
dude
summoning
that I
Lynette.
judged really
Oh,
hard?
fine.
No need to shake hands.
Oh,
I
that's
mean, no need
you
to
got
be so.
Lynette.
Alright, sorry about that.
No.
What is that character?
You like Risley?
He looks cool. I'm with the basic characters.
That's okay. The basic
And I'm
character is
also-
really cute, though.
That took 20
I'm also
rocks?
trying to remember
Oh my
like how to
God.
switch characters. Let's see.
S-
I think it's party. Hang on.
Party setup.
Yeah.
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 Party.
Let's see.
Go.
Party setup. Who
Oh,
do I even
Peace is
have?
already gone.
What?
Who do I even have? Let's see.
Oh,
Okay.
you should come towards me though, Arcane. There's a chest.
Peace, are you up top?
Nope,
No, not up.
on the ground. Follow the path.
Alright, I think I'll just stick with who I have for right now.
Is she your highest one?
Well, she and what's his name? I don't know most of these characters' names. It's been so long.
Any description of what they
Kaya or Kaya, I think is his name.
Kaya.
do? Yes.
Yeah, he's my other highest.
Right.
And then I've got Razor at level
the whole-
40, and Sinyon at level 40 as well. I remember who I had fun playing with the most too. I think I'll stick with the basic just for right now, just to relearn how to play.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. We go catch up to the group.
How do I run? Okay, that's how I run. Okay, cool.
Oh, fine.
I just use controller.
Probably shift. I don't know.
Also, where the heck am
Could be
I? I've
control.
never been here before.
You're in Samaru.
Welcome to
I've
Sumeru.
never been here before.
Alright. There's Peace.
This is
You
a whole
did
new
not
area.
Want to
This is
be
cool.
beaten anymore.
Sorry, I vanished for a moment.
You did vanish.
Mom got
More
the
beans?
fucking cutest earrings today. They're these really long
I need
snake
pets.
earrings. They're so pretty.
Sometimes the law is compatible with human nature, but sometimes the two conflict.
Arcane, shiny.
Balancing the two is a discipline in its own right.
Mom, share pics in the Discord.
Wow.
Unless you have. Like, probably look. No.
Is there a boss over here?
There. Now this is my highest level character. Alright, where am I? Ah,
This way.
Hey,
Cabbage.
No.
Like cabbage.
No.
Cabbage.
19.
Alright, you just cease. Cease.
Never mind, Peace killed him.
what enemies?
What
Oh.
enemies?
That looks safe.
Peace, let's duke it.
Oh, this thing.
Hey, I'm actually high enough
1
level
minute.
now. This character is actually safe to do this stuff with.
You would have been better on Risley as
Oh, it's fine!
Cryos does more damage to Electro. Also hitting its stupid eye. Okay. Be aware of Electro things.
Ow, that actually really hurt.
That hurts so bad.
Alright, note to self. I will get healing after this.
far enough away. Yes, I am. All right.
It's down now. You're
Hooray!
all right. This arcane is the thing you will have to fight to get level up materials for your purple small bean.
Purple small
Your
bean.
purple small bean.
Got it.
Wow.
Do I need to
Alright,
use the thing to do the thing?
Use
you
the
do
resin?
need to use do
Okay.
use resin to collect stuff. And then if you would gladly make your way up here to open this teleport waypoint, so you don't have to follow that same path every time to get here.
Gotcha. Ooh, Mom posted the picture in the Discord. Yes.
Ooh, game. Tab. Cute.
I don't think it'll let me grab it either.
Nah.
Touch.
Nope,
We'll,
because
we'll get your run through and unlock it. Don't
yeah, I'm all
worry.
think you're being like, yeah, I'm on level 28, that's fine. To see this area being like, I've never been here before.
Yeah, I should not
Who
be
wants
here. It's
heals?
fine. I love being healed.
Okay.
Free heals. Alright, now that we got this area for you, onward.
No, little mushroom.
Jesus.
Gonna be a
That-
long trek.
You guys are like one-shotting stuff.
Yep, pretty much.
We're the scary guard dogs.
I mean, as long as it levels me up, that is fine by me.
And it indeed
Alright,
it does.
There's Peace. Where,
Oh, I was gonna
Peace,
say, wait, where
the
did Peace
fuck are you?
teleport to?
Peace teleported all the way over here.
I was like, I'll need to be
Teleported
careful
sideways
that...
again.
I don't know if she has all of the teleport points.
No, it will show up for her.
As long as they're
explaining the map.
unlocked on your map,
Oh, okay.
They're unlocked.
anybody can use them.
The law
That's
can
good.
be both a help
Alright,
That
so I
makes
should be able to
sense.
use the teleport as well?
Yeah, that's
So
good.
just
Hold on, I'm being summoned by my husband again. Yes.
You're fine.
perfect.
They were right there.
Onwards.
You're welcome.
We'll get to my normal head start as usual.
I'm up for either, just no repair. If you get repair, then you're picking up ice cream.
Peace, just goodbye.
I can hear you. 17 what? How do I use the
Find
warp path?
optimal
Oh my
path.
god.
Okay, things are angry at me.
Who wants to
Am
explain to me
detoured.
how to use a warp path?
Map, click on place where other players are, click confirm.
Oh, there we go. That's how that works. Okay. God, it's been way too long.
Mom, it's my friend. It's my best friend.
If it wasn't for the fact that I've actually spent money on this game, I would have just restarted the game.
Oh, yeah. That's understandable.
Even though I haven't gotten a single character that I actually wanted.
No.
How dare the game be rude? Give characters that want always.
And it's a
But
gotcha
now
game.
you do have a character that you want to go after
Well, okay,
once they come out.
so we do agree though, that does look like Claude from Fire Emblem, right?
Yes,
Okay.
100%.
Which I'm more offended that they didn't get his voice actor. If I remember correctly, I think his voice actor plays a different character in this game.
Yeah, his voice actor plays Sino.
I'm surprised you didn't go with him.
Wow.
Well, how rude of him.
Also, hi, Brett.
Brett's actually not in the room. He went to go get pizza.
Important person's close to
Get everything.
This thing.
Oh,
is
this thing's
puzzle
cool.
thing.
Puzzle thing. Okay, skip puzzle thing.
I'm doing stuff. This is also level 30.
I mean, you're a closer level to fight it, and shouldn't hurt that bad.
Alright, they went this way.
They went that way?
Yes.
Okay.
Granted, that depends how much health your character has. If low health, very, very squishy.
Or Pieces being the guard dog for Arcane.
Peace is just going, and I'm doing my best to be present.
You're the moral support and you're the cheerleader.
Exactly.
There's one over here.
Ah!
What the?
Oh my god, is it time for
Right.
the fucking desert?
Detour to the left.
Peace, we're on our way.
Detour left slightly at a diagonal since you're a
Devin
little
says hi,
further
by the way.
behind.
Devin says hi.
Oh, it was Devin.
Yeah, it's Devin and Mason that are over.
Hi! It's been a while. Like, what is it,
That
like,
has
been
excited you?
since
Oh, it's almost-
October?
Yeah, since October, since you guys have all seen each other. What is that thing?
Don't
I want
fight.
one.
I know. Oh, don't worry, Lexi. We'll show you the cutest thing in Genshin.
Amaris, you're
Which are the otters.
obsessed.
Maybe.
Also, I'm following you, so every time you're behind me, I have to sit here and stop.
Did you ever look at the GIF I sent you, Amaris?
Yes, I did.
He doesn't have a subscription.
Aha, we're in the desert.
Another big boy! Aww. Goodbye, big boy.
I'm so confused. She does not.
Welcome to the desert part of Sumeru.
Oh my
The
god,
most-
Peace, you left enemies here!
What? What's angry at you? I didn't pass anything that was got angry at me.
There they are.
If it wasn't for
Okay, they
the fact I
turned
have to
around.
work tomorrow,
I mean, as long as you don't get music
Later.
change in your
The
camera.
music
angle
changed!
probably won't be playing. Gabby, I think I lost you.
I'm up here.
Where?
I'm right here.
Don't you want to bet?
Where there you are.
All right, fine. They got it. That's fine, right?
That looks like an enemy. I'm gonna leave that be.
Yeah, it is. Guarding a chest. In which Arcane is far away from
Oh well.
to get chests.
I followed Peace this time.
Deep dive, caught it.
What is down? Could have gotten there from not going up here.
I see the enemies that Arcane ran by.
Peace, there's a lot of birds here.
And they're fine as long as you don't attack them.
It's fine.
Alright,
I should
now
be
for
fine
the
without
fun
mine, Devin.
thing.
Here, use mine.
The fun thing?
Yeah, we've reached the thing. Now we all have
Oh.
to leave so you can touch it.
Oh, yeah, well.
I may have friend following, so fair warning. I have multiple friends following me. Fair warning.
Mars.
I had to stop for a second.
Protect.
We're fine! Let's get up to where you guys are, and then we'll leave. I wish
hard
this
is it
was
to
the
get?
one thing that Genshin will let us do, is stay in multiplayer when activating the statues.
It definitely needs an update for that, because this is a little bit ridiculous. A hydrate. We should hydrate, that's a good
I
idea.
just hydrated.
Well, time to
Like
hydrate
you
again.
knew. Fine.
Alright, where are they at?
Are you up on top or are you following the path down below? You're up on top. Got
We
it.
were up on top.
And now we're at the statue.
Right. Alright, howdy, time to vanish.
I'm
Or
bringing
Arcane
eat you
can
out.
kick us.
Yeet.
If you're on PC.
Arcane can just eat you. It's
For
fine.
future reference, if you're on PC, F2 to bring up the multiplayer menu, and you can click to leave world.
Interesting.
Yes.
Alright, and now you are clear to rejoin.
Well, that's
Now-
good. It's still a loading screen, so
Okay,
Usually
okay.
that's the case. As
I
quick
don't have
as
the
it-
best PC.
No worries.
Oh, most of the time I'm still in the loading screen as well. So
Trust me, you should see me playing Warcraft. It's terrible. I will be sitting for a good minute or two, maybe 3, in just a loading screen.
That's just that game.
Yeah, whatever update they gave it, it sucks.
Oof.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna run to the bathroom real fast. I'll be right back.
You're fine.
characters again. What happened to you, Omar?
I think it was tigers.
Hmm.
I can do any wishes.
New character is fun. I have yet to get her, but I did her test run.
The Ashen Shadow?
Yes.
Is the name of the banner.
Yeah.
Sometimes the law is compatible with human nature, but sometimes the two conflict. Balancing the two is a discipline in its own right.
Oh my god.
I once considered keeping some pets in my office, but soon gave up on the idea. It's just not
To
right
survive
to keep
hardship,
small
you
animals
must prepare
within
for
Oh,
hardship.
characters have different outfits? That's cool.
Yeah. I want
Yeah.
please.
Okay, Stardust and change. Gems, here we go. What's the better one to get? Was it Acquainted Fate or was it Intertwined Fate?
The pinkish colored ones are the ones you want for the new banner stuff. The blue ones are for the permanent banner.
Oh, okay. I can get 5 of those. Cool.
Here we go. This is better piece.
What?
The god of destruction.
Child in front of me.
I'll remind you again. The law can be both a help and a hindrance.
Alright. Well. Alright.
And we
Well.
just wait for the arcane to come back.
Oh, good. It gives me a second to wish.
Yes.
I don't have the best of luck with these though. So,
One day you will.
never.
The case before us.
Trust me,
is a
Apollo hasn't
strange
gotten
and
her yet.
Unprecedented one indeed.
Oh, I got a purple.
Got a purple.
What'd I get?
What? 4 star.
Respect
I already
must
have
be
her,
given to
I
the
think,
will of
so.
every creature. Each
Who was it?
fish in the ocean swims in its
It
own
was
direction.
the girl with like the teddy bear.
Oh, Zhang Li.
Yeah.
Shanling, yeah.
Explosions can hurt people. Jin can be dreadful. Mondstadt be bombed. Klee be doomed. Those are the survival rules that the Knights of Favonius gave me.
And nothing.
One day the game will have to give you your 50-50.
I think I'm going to save the blues for later. For someone who I haven't gone yet.
The blues are.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
the other one.
Yeah, the blues are for the permanent banner. That banner's always going to be there, so
So heavy.
it doesn't matter when you use those.
Oh, so this is just going to be the permanent one? They don't
Mhm.
switch
Yeah,
up the characters? Oh. Alright.
Yeah, the blues are for the one that's always there and will never.
To survive hardship,
So.
you must prepare for hardship.
Oh, I got a character. Dory? You're new.
You got the purple
Hey.
bean.
I'll get the purple bean.
Yeah. Yes, the electro plant thing we fought earlier. That's part of her ascension materials.
Ah.
We'll need it to drop.
Purple. Oh, yep, and that's my luck. So I did get 2 characters at least.
That lay out military strategy in a simple
Yay, at
and
least there's
pragmatic way.
characters.
Sometimes
There's
the law is
characters.
compatible with human nature, but sometimes the two conflict. Balancing the two is a discipline in its own right. Girl today. I found a really weird-looking lizard. Want me to show it to you?
Peace, you missed it yesterday.
What did I miss?
Or last night. Apollo hopped on Genshin again to do his dailies and go fight stuff. Me and Crowd joined him.
Hmm.
We were on our small characters and we were just running around Apollo. Because he was on Risley. Just two small characters are running around.
Respect must be given to the will of every creature. So heavy, each fish in the ocean swims in its own
It
direction.
was just literally just this.
What's up? Hello? Hey, I'll be right back.
You're fine.
I'll remind you again. The law can be both a help and a hindrance.
So yeah, that's pretty much what happened last night. Because I decided to switch to Klee and cause chaos. Hello! We are just waiting on Lexi. Yeah. No, Arcana was telling Peace last night. Me and Cryo joined Apollo. Because Apollo needed stuff for Navia. Welcome back. You can join back up now. Arcane can accept it.
Military strategy.
Oh. And now stuck in the loading screen.
So many A names.
Ugh. Alright, I'm in.
Hello.
Millie, down. So, Gabby, have you started the cosplay yet?
No.
You haven't?
No.
I can't wait to see you in it.
Okay.
You get to be the god of destruction.
While being the tiniest thing of all time.
Yes.
But a wee small lad. Don't mind me, just collecting up all the scraps that are left behind.
Yep.
Ow, that hurts. Sir. Please, cease.
cease to exist. Arcane, you're right. Oh, nope, she's getting it.
Ooh, we
The
can
shinies up
definitely
here.
write this
I
off
want
as
them.
incidental gains.
All the shinies. I can just see Peace just... Well, there goes Arcane.
Remarkable condition.
Or their foot.
When
What
did I
is
leave
that?
angry?
How? Wait.
Oh,
Oh, that's cool.
the mushroom.
Wait, how do you do that? Wait. That's so cool.
Ah, yes. Our objective in the distance, glowing red. Ah, yes. They will get angry. Please avoid at all costs. Even though they have the big, cute beasts, when in caravan, will be angry at you as well and try to run fast.
So rude.
Bird.
Ultimately rude. Oh, that breaks? Oh, interesting. No, never.
It's fine. You'll just deal with that a lot later in story. Can't see it.
You are not
I recommend going up there.
Peace, where did you go? Peace did go down and around. Yeet.
The AI is pathing.
I'm too short.
I'm following you. Are you getting us lost?
No.
I think you're getting us lost.
Nope, there's a current right here. Fine. Wee.
Right, now we're heading. Oh, up here.
Rest and rebuild.
My Vassar.
I work at 1. Yep. No, 1 a.m., Devin. I've got to go to work in a few hours.
Fun.
No, I don't.
It's not the puppy, is it?
Sounds like my
Hyper.
brother's cat.
How
Young
is Kitty doing?
He's a menace.
He's a menace to society.
He is. He's a crack kitty.
Hmm.
Like, he is... He is a monster.
He is a monster.
He is all bottom. All thighs. He's not even a year yet.
And he's causing that much chaos.
He broke my parents 13-year-old Christmas tree.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Because he climbed it, and because he's so bottom heavy, he broke the metal branches. You tell me that boy is not a menace. Yeah. He's Siamese tabby, so it's crack kitty all over. And God forbid I bring my dog over. Oh my god. He
No.
he hunts her. It's so funny.
Alright. Onward.
Onward to Squidward's house. Ugh.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just, yeah. So it's something important.
I mean, these two areas did come out at the same time, so.
Apparently, I'm coming to this. Or trying to have an arm, have a scratch all the way out here. Oh.
You also get a great view of the sand tornado.
Why don't you use the tray? The laptop thing. Oh, you have your own. That's why.
I see here now. Cannon. I see. Understood.
I'm coming. I'm slow. I apologize.
You're fine.
Perfect.
Alright, I back. Alright, go ahead and kick us.
And now we yeet.
No kidding. Just be like, oh, let's have fun together. I get kicked every 5 minutes.
And this is the only part that I wish Genshin would change slightly, is let us interact for unlocking the statues while in multiplayer. Please.
So annoying.
I feel like you can touch normal, regular waypoints, but the Statue of the Seven.
You guys go ahead and eat. I'm not like hungry right now. Just save me a couple slices. And by a couple, I mean please save me a fair amount.
What 8,000? No less.
I am here. That is the wrong one.
What
I
anime?
want party set up.
I've just been watching it every now and then. So I actually haven't fully watched it.
Just a moment.
Dragon.
You're lucky I have one fallen sun. Sorry.
Load, damn you. There we go. Okay.
Is a strange
The stats, though.
and unprecedented one
Alright,
indeed.
Who needs healing?
Oh, yes. Show them peace.
Wait, what is this?
I wonder if
What is
there's
this?
protocol.
What is that? What?
Let me tell you, I didn't get any good ones.
That's an ability?
Damage.
Even better.
You got one. Okay, give me 2 exchange. Give me 3 golf balls.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Aw. I did it too quick.
I might switch character too.
Give it back.
I run with another character.
Give.
There we go. Up, up, there they go.
Oh wait, how do you switch characters?
Party setup. And you click on your character.
Already set up. There we go. Okay, that's how. Oh my god. I gotta level this dude up anyway.
Oh. Why you keep doing the quick thing? Stop that. Back to that.
It's so derpy.
She's the best. I wish I had her. It's okay, I would be doing that.
Who's ready for the longest trek through the desert you've ever experienced?
Well,
I
we go on adventure.
Hey, how do I delete this drink? I will put drink. I need to delete drink. What's that for last number?
it's so derpy.
Ow! You mother.
Oh,
Ah! Oh, the
Chapters.
thing! Be careful about that, not to get Arcane and friend spike.
Incinerate!
Alright, follow peace.
Look at this.
Of course, peace gets the easy way.
I'm coming.
Peace can just scale walls.
Haven't made a long journey yet. We still have much journey to go.
Well, now you know.
Come on, there we go. No, I didn't want to smack the slime. I just need to go. I hit the wrong button.
Fine, I killed them.
Oh, it gave me money.
There's another.
Well, what? Oh, interesting. Oh, that's coming this way. Let's go. Be like, oh, that looks interesting, and it's coming my way.
Time to run.
That looks like death.
Danger!
Interesting, but danger. I'm gonna go touch it.
If I do this, then I'll lose my fucking respect.
Pretty much. In Genshin, it's like, oh, danger is coming towards my way. Time to run. While in Destiny, you run towards the danger.
Does intellect really matter? I mean,
Come back here. You're the monster. You're supposed to scare me.
Why are you running?
Why are you running?
What's up, love? Yes, please. Pepsi. Thank you, love.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
There it is.
Why are you running? Why are you
Did
running?
see 5,000 damage? Who just did 5,000 damage?
Might have been peas.
That's nothing. I could switch to cannons and you could potentially see 100,000, you know.
Oh my god. What thing in the sky?
Cabbage.
How does get cabbage? Oh yeah, you have to scale them.
Cabbage?
Ow, my ankles. I fell.
Not your glankles. This isn't Destiny.
Good.
Alright, onward.
Still on a right. We're on an alright track.
Oh, I see big boy. Oh, several big boys. Oh.
Peace, do we want bully?
Yoink!
Might as well. this one
Oh, wait.
gonna... Hold up. No,
They don't
this
do
one doesn't
things.
activate.
Scorpions!
Why Scorpion?
Is that snake? That's snake. I ain't gonna touch it.
Floating snake.
It's a danger noodle!
Oh, they died.
Okay, grab the fast travel point. And we continue to follow peace.
Cabbage. Cabbage.
Yes. Aw.
Nope. Oh. That lag, though.
I thought she made it.
Same. Yeah, the lag for us, you landed on the edge, walked in
And then
place, and then teleported down to the ground.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Alright, peace. Time to go cause chaos. Come here! Fight me!
Yeah.
These
I'm
things are such a pain
slow,
in the
I
butt.
only have cat paws for feet.
Jeez, by the time we get over there, it's gonna... Yeah. Yep.
Guard dog privileges.
That's a time trial.
It wouldn't be a
Most
challenge for
likely
us, though.
Most likely it'll be collecting...
Never.
little things in the time limit. I mean, it is in an open area, though. It could be a timed defeat all the enemies in time limit challenge. Was this going to trigger story?
Scorpion.
Ah, yes. Story.
When doesn't she talk about treasure? Yeah.
Or if there's food involved. Meow.
Which is still by far the funniest video game dialogue I've ever heard. It's up there. Ooh, what's this? A very big door.
Oh, you probably can't touch it because of level restrictions.
We don't have bodyguards for nothing.
Too small.
What adventure do you have to be?
22.
I can legit do that.
Or you pop in, I still get what you said.
Shouldn't be past leeway, at least.
Where'd they go? Oh, there they are.
Bird? Fine. I took care of it.
Yes.
Yeah, this place is
yes.
huge.
You understand now when said still be in desert. By the time we got to Fontaine in the last stream, we did Genshin. Is a big desert.
Very big desert.
He's over there.
Oh, that looks to be another one that we're gonna get kicked out of.
Yep.
Kind of sucks that I don't get them either.
Yeah, it is quite unfortunate.
Multiple times with multiple people.
Yeah, it's fine. This piece scaling up the ladder like nothing.
Yes, because this makes absolutely every single sense. Oh, there was a little thing up here. We could have.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeet.
Yeah.
Nope, it just drops you off where you last were.
Yep. That's not the right menu for what I want to do. Two cabbages to offer, huh? That's
I'll remind you again. The law can be both a help and a hindrance.
yay. Damage.
Did I hear that correctly? What did the TV just say?
EP goat!
Sometimes the law is compatible with human nature, but
Yep,
sometimes
okay.
the two conflict. Balancing the two is a discipline
God.
in its own right.
Yeah, okay, I'm back.
Alright, I am waiting for Flens.
Oh my god.
Hmm. Yes, only your achievements.
Yeet. Just jump in it.
It will not
What's
do
this?
much.
Oh, I can't do that in this world. That's a story item. I think. I don't know.
And it's probably just a single, either a single player thing or it's just only touchable by the
Go through the hole.
host.
Like, no, come on, come on.
We followed the EP goat. Game. Close.
Game. I think it's stuck again.
Yeah, it still does for me.
If you want to.
If you want to. Is a thing.
For someone who lives in the desert, that should not have been possible. I'm almost sitting here being like, I touched those things. Those things hurt.
Okay.
Where'd the other two go? Yep, there they are.
Snake.
Snake.
Cease.
Well, at least I get to keep all the items.
Yeah, all the mob drops are individual to everyone.
Oh, I see our next destination.
Oh,
That's
Peace is
actually really
eating
cool.
stuff up over here.
Now, sir. Cease.
Cease. Arcane, you got a free chest.
Huh. Let's appraise the value on this.
So it would be this way. I'm not sure.
Is this where we're supposed to be going? Okay.
Maybe.
Ooh, the lag. This is a really pretty tree. Oh, it looks menacing on top, though. Yes. The entertaining black screen of the slowest loading screen of all time.
At times, yes. I am surrounded by otters.
Every time.
What makes it even funnier is I can hear half of what's going on in the background. They're all watching Family Guy and I can barely like hear it.
Well, that's technically all the desert unlocked. What? Oh. Oh. Let's fix that. Gotta fix that. Character change. Hydration.
We are just waiting for one person.
I didn't have a teleport over there, so I'm.
There is a teleport. We're just all on it.
Are you serious? It's not.
Oh,
You
time to
all
move out a
watching
little
it.
bit.
Are you sure there's a teleport over there? Because I'm not
Yes.
seeing one. There it is. Okay, I found it. I found it. I'm both sitting here like, oh, I don't have a teleport over there. Okay.
There's a teleport. Hello.
I'm here. I was just gonna take the long way.
Alright, which way, please? Go, do a crime!
I switched character game.
Ooh, we should go towards the block.
Why,
like there's a
why
little block
can't
down
I
there.
switch?
I can do it. Hold on.
Huh?
Go. Do a crime.
Game, why can't I switch?
Go. Do a crime.
No.
Oh, is it because I'm standing? I bet it's because I'm standing under a thing. There's the problem fixed. Alright. This way. Right?
We should go poke the block down there.
No! Mail as in mail.
Right, this leads to a dead end. Everybody turn around. Back to my previous plan.
Ritual. Oh, that got transferred. That has been there for so long.
Sounds good to me.
You were saying?
Huh. Let's appraise the value on this.
Excuse me, sir!
How dare.
Alright, back this way.
At the moment, you have a girlfriend. Doesn't matter anymore. I don't look good for her. Look good for me.
What are they arguing about over there?
I learned to ignore it. They argue like a marital couple. It's kind of funny.
Marital bickering is like a specialization class that you're max level in.
I just love how I can just one punch things at times.
Oh, can I click that?
One punch.
I can.
Yes.
Give me all the flowers. Give me all the flowers. Give me the flowers. Little mushrooms. I'm gonna fight them.
Dude, I can't win more bear. Yeah.
Hey, Arcane.
What are these guys? Oh my god, they're so cute. Oh my god, they're so adorable. They look like giant rabbits.
This weather's got me in
Kind
the mood
of
for reciting some laws.
mixed with hippos.
Let's see. Commercial Law of the Chapter 27, Section 6, Article 3 stipulates that... Wait, what was it? Oh my
What is
goodness,
that
I've
thing in
completely
there?
forgotten. What is wrong with me today?
You're very easily distracted.
Crocodile!
Oh, he tried to sneak up on me. That was rude. He waited for me to turn around.
I just love how Peace is just miles away.
Oh, he fat, fuck boy.
What? Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Was,
they're doing
yes.
deep dives. Apollo doesn't have Wicked implement yet.
Wait, what?
It's pain. It's
Ah.
pain. Very much pain.
I think I may have just given up on Destiny. I feel so bad. I'm so far behind. I'm sitting here like,
It's like, just poke us whenever. We'll help.
Well, that's...
You got friends here.
Well, it's also when and if I have the time.
Yeah, because of work.
Like, yeah.
And
Gotta make
also
sure.
carry.
I gotta make sure everyone
And-
gets into their hotel rooms.
I think we
Also
can just climb up right
carrying
here.
I'm gonna fight you.
Motion to compel.
Notice they're sitting on leaves.
That's close enough.
Boom, boom.
Mitosis?
I should probably heal real fast. And I forgot how to heal.
Is B, and then you find your food menu. Click on food. Select character want to feed.
The case before us is a strange and unprecedented one indeed.
You're good. Let's see. Food. Here we go. What food do I have? That should be good for now. Alright, yeet! Ah, dang it, my cord keeps getting stuck on my wheel.
Not a wheel cord. Yay, all the desert.
I am probably gonna hop off for a little bit.
You're fine, girlie.
Sorry. But I always have, I've got Tuesday days off, and then I've got Wednesdays all day off. So I've just got D&D night on Tuesdays.
Yee.
So we can do this on Tuesdays and Wednesdays if you want.
Yee.
But this was
Just hope.
fun. Yeah, I'll send. Nice to meet you too. Hopefully to do this a lot more in the future. Because all of my friends play on the weekends and I work. I get to deal with snotty people on the weekends, so. Yep, and it's a lot because let me see what if I were to send you guys a picture of my map, it's really sad. Let's see, I've got the Bright Crown Mountains, Starfell Valley, Windfall Highlands, the Plains, Leisha, Midland, and then that's it. None of that desert area or that pretty swamp area. I have nothing uncovered.
I guess it's time to do this.
So, yeah. I babies, basically. So, it's fun. But thank you guys again for letting me join.
Yee.
We'll definitely have to do this again. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. You all
Later.
have fun.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Now I gotta remember how to get out of here. There it is. Okay.
Ah, yes. The mountain.
Cold, crazy, wild, cold. No, sir.
The wrong test subject.
Oh yeah. Also, Arcane, prepare for it to be cold.
Weather is this? It's cold.
Fire is your friend to stay by.
Should replace my hammer.
Arcane, there's a chest right here.
Remarkable
But yeah, no,
condition.
staying by anything that's lit will help. Oh hey, there's another chest. That piece.
Yeah, I definitely didn't murder everything. I don't know what you're talking about. Arm of fly.
Remarkable
How
condition.
dare. Just started leaning over.
I'm a crab. It's shrimp.
Shrink.
Shrimp mode.
Huh.
How fucking long have I been muted?
I once considered
Oh,
keeping
God.
some pets in my office, but soon gave up.
I
on
have
the idea.
no clue.
It's just not right to keep small animals where they.
Oh my god.
I'll remind you.
This is fine.
The law can be both a help and a hindrance.
For a while. Yeah, probably like an hour at least.
Ow.
I have no idea.
What happened?
I hit my foot pedal when I got up to go talk to Mom earlier, and then I didn't unhit it.
These bombs.
Peace, shall we go bully the big guy?
Don't mind us, Arcane.
God. Oh, I didn't even get to see the big guy. Oh, a huge block of ice. Thanks, Paimon. Oh, sorry, chat. It's just one of those days, you know? Is that all the farther it breaks? Sad.
Oh, did you run out of the crystal
I got
thing?
it.
Yeah, you need to
I
have
got
the
it.
crystal thing.
Also,
to
Arcane,
break
you
it.
didn't interact with the fast travel point.
What? I could have sworn I did. Thanks, game. Where? It would not be the first stream that I was muted for the whole thing. Oh, that says
How long
start.
is
I
it?
probably should not start whatever this is.
No, just melt the ice.
Okay.
It should just melt the ice.
You even started in co-op?
Yes, you can.
Cool, man.
Apparently.
That's fine. It just gives you a tree,
I like trees.
I think.
Tree.
Spooky tree. Frostbearing tree awakening. Oh, that was not enough time to read that.
Also, you got a thing right here.
As soon as Paimon's done. Crimson agate.
Mm-hmm.
Give to tree. Understood.
Yeah.
How
And you can stand by it to defrost.
do I have to do anything special to give it to it, or?
No,
It's
I
a
mean,
single
I guess-
player.
Oh, okay.
yeah, you can't activate it unless you're in.
That's fine.
Also, Arcane, look!
Where am I looking? I don't know
Right
where
here. Look at the cute little Sealy.
Oh god. Toasty little guy.
Yes, Toasty.
Oh
Fox!
my god.
Remarkable condition. Woo!
There's a chest.
Oh. That's probably fine. Oh, it's okay. It's dead.
Very dead.
Thingy activatable. Should I activate the thingy?
Yeah. Just drains the water.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to deal with that later.
Remarkable condition.
This way.
Come here, little guy. I'm cold. There we go.
La la la.
Oh.
Ooh, we can definitely write this off as incidental gains.
Ah. Uh-oh. Well, thanks for me.
Oh, that's covered in shit.
No, this is
No!
Oh, hi, welcome.
Bye.
I died.
Bye.
Oh, hey, there's a thing in the sky. When I get the thing in the sky.
You died by sinking into the ground for me, Mars.
That's probably fine.
Try this again, shall we?
I got it.
I would have had it if I hadn't fallen.
Ah, I see. Double please.
Double chaos. Double gods of destruction.
I cannot join this party.
Darn it. I need to fix that. Arcane, acquire a Klee.
I can't.
Find a way to acquire a Klee.
Well, aside from the whole chunk that's like a million miles away, there's only one more spot that I can actually probably reach.
Actually, technically, you're talking about up there. Yeah, that's technically through story stuff. So
Never mind.
right
That's
now we
everything.
can't reach it.
Shall we go get auditors?
You just like otters.
Yes. Otter! Apollo muted his mic to say otter.
Rat King, Touch of Mouse, and Necrochasm. Yes, I do not have Rat Cage.
Okay.
I don't know. I never did the quest for it.
I guess there's that we could go access.
What?
The the new area of Fontaine.
Oh, the new area that I have yet to be to.
Where are we going?
Go to where Peace teleported to.
Oh, there is a new area there.
I can't have it. No. Assume you have to
I
be far
teleport currently disabled.
Crossbow, fucking sidearm or something like that.
What?
I'm yet done the
Oh,
dungeon.
hold on. Because I hadn't actually exited the statue yet.
enough. Ah, yeah, that'll do it.
Oh. I made statue
didn't
big.
think-
Ooh. Fancy statue now.
There's not a thing here, which means we're gonna have to actually fudge.
Haha, but
the way we get there, we can't get there from here.
Why not?
Right. New teleport location.
Is this not somewhere we can bridge to?
Well, you could, I guess.
Because there's definitely lands to bridge from.
I wasn't thinking about that, though. Because I am lazy and do not like ice bridge.
meow.
So what I'm hearing is that it's a race.
You will probably win.
Probably.
Because I
Oh,
technically can't
goodbye,
get there
Mars.
without you doing a thing first, okay?
Hold on, I have to get back high up so I can follow Amaris. Wait, what do I have to do?
What I was going to have us do is go to the area in the desert where you get on a boat and drive to the area teleport area where we teleported to initially and take the boat there.
But shenanigans. Fireball.
Hello.
Hello.
Peace, do you want me to head over there with Arcane?
Yeah.
I was about to say, Peace could just walk on water.
Oh.
They have Farina.
Hey.
How's it going?
Yeah, I see how it is. Telling us we'll probably win the race and then just walking on water.
Well, if I stuck to my original plan, yeah.
Petrichor. Woohoo! Which new area?
I explained why no one has a full house.
Golden Grave.
Show begins.
Woohoo! Yeet. Thanks for the ride, yeet! I love how I still have this weird, just corner chunk of.
Oh yeah, that's part of the story for that section of Leeway.
Fernando! Go away.
Huh?
Fernando just tried to join me.
No one knows Fernando.
Peace can join. Amaris can join.
Who the heck is this Fernando guy?
got a key.
Yay.
Mondstadt Shrine of Depths. I could go to scary places.
Oh, Arcane. Bulk.
Tooch boat. Boat.
Alright, we're cool.
Boat. Zoom. Since I'm here, I should probably actually go get the other teleport points on here.
I need this.
Yeah, the one on the top of the island are pretty easy. We get all of them.
Oh, this isn't ominous.
Look to your equipment. Don't lose them again.
What the fuck is wrong with this kid? That's a question for
Fishing.
later me.
Yeah, good assumption.
Oh, cool, just everybody's a little fucked up. That's probably fine.
It's fine.
Okay, is it just the two?
Other than the
The case before us
that thing
is
that's
a
locked
strange
there,
and
yeah.
unprecedented one indeed.
There's also that other boat. Something thing you could not unlock as well. But you can't teleport there. So.
Okie dokie.
Zoom. Oh, it seems dangerous over there. Hmm. Okay, there we go. Ooh, I found a box. Ancient piece of paper. I don't know what this means. Suspicious paper. Alright.
Right, I can't touch it.
Hooray! My friends have arrived.
Touch.
What are we touching?
This. Touch this.
Am I supposed to do something with this? Oh.
Ooh, we can definitely write this off as
Well, that
inspired
works.
games.
We did it! We opened my map up.
Yeah.
So much map now.
So much, man. Only bits left are all story locked.
Eventually I'll come all the way over here and I have to get all of these.
Solar grenade.
Suppose now I have to go do like story shit, huh?
Yeah.
Well, we can't go find otters.
You and your otter.
Yes.
We can go find otters. I don't know where to find otters.
I have them marked on my map, it's fine. I was prepared. I did not want to have to tab out. Okay, there's another spot for boats.
It looks a little scary.
Yeah, it's scary.
Then why is it scary?
Cheese.
That piece is actually going, it's going around doing your missions. Alright, Arcane.
I don't know what to do now. Got up here.
Back.
Oh god! I'm in danger!
I'm coming!
I summoned dangerous things!
I'm coming!
Perish!
Oh, there you go. You ever think we're like on the other side, not even loading? No. Y'all's tags were on the opposite side.
There you go.
Woohoo!
Remarkable condition.
That's rude. I finished before you guys should have been summoned. I call bullshit.
Alright. Follow me.
It sings. But I found a seal. Or something.
Alright, I've done everything I can do for you.
Thanks.
The other one requires you talking to people, and I can't do that.
Ah.
You should probably get her the teleport waypoints while you're over there.
I am.
Alright.
No, that's not the thing. Where is the thing?
Select the thing.
I just see orange. I don't even see yellow.
Where?
This guy looks sad. I don't like that.
I found it.
Man, that was kind of aggressive on that.
Arcane.
No lie. Only one ad spawned from that thing.
Oh, it is not wet in here.
Nope.
Nope.
Remarkable condition.
Highly suspicious.
No, so good. I need to pick up the CD. Yes, I got a shiny over here.
You're shiny.
So many shiny things.
Oh. Back up, Jack. I can't hit you.
Zoom.
Well, I do need to. What if I want to go forward?
Oh, fast travels over here.
Oh, come on. There we go.
Follow me.
Where did you go?
Up. I'm right here.
There you are.
Ah, there's Peace. Hi, Peace.
Yeah, everything just wants to kill me a little bit. It's fine.
Just getting one each fucking time from every break.
Ow.
Oh, that's I forgot. This thing got overrun, so I didn't have it, but now I do.
Water! Arcane chest! What else is attacking?
Everything. Mostly that thing.
Too many people here. It keeps targeting somebody else.
It's me!
Run away, Arcane!
Now start getting Peace.
Get it over.
Give me. Thank you.
Oh.
Air.
Alright. That is one otter. Oh, why are you angry?
Because I started attacking them. Because there's chests.
I got it.
Chest. Oh, look at that. I got my Primo Gems from watching your stream.
Yay!
30 Primo Gems. How many do I have?
Good question.
Does this number even change? Maybe it went to 90 from 60. Maybe it was 7.
Did you collect them from your mail?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, it was probably at 4,760
wins.
before it changed to 490.
That is true. There is not currently parkour to heck us up in this game. Unlike Destiny, which is always parkour.
We win parkour. We find sneaky mines to avoid parkour. And there is.
Ah. Morrison Hole. Otter.
There's the thing that says dig over here. It's also chess.
Oh. Thank you, Otter. A little egg.
Yeah, there's an option to dig. This way.
Yeah, it's a very good thing that I cannot drown. Not here, anyways.
Yes, not in Fontaine waters.
Oh. Where's a crab?
There's a lot of things.
Have you tried less crab?
I need the one with the shield. Where is it? Wait, isn't there one in here? There is. Give. Otter!
Jeez, so many things.
Yes.
No. I'm surprised that's not one of the little avatars you can make your...
What, the
Right?
Sure. No.
I would so have it as the otter.
Yeah, they added, like, characters and other stuff, little things from Genshin story as icons you can change as your profile picture in the game. And I'm surprised an otter's not one of them.
I'm on my last one.
Arcane, this way.
Distract.
Yes, go see... No, go in it.
Oh.
Go,
We
Arcane.
go in it. Yeah. We could show her friend.
Friend?
Go see friend.
There's a thing to read. And you're in the ground for me.
I'm in a cutscene, it's fine.
Good for me. She's just floating outside in the water, frozen in midair.
She's just flying in air for me on my screen.
It's probably fine.
She's in the ground. My gosh, I love it.
Blubber Beast. His name is Berry Puff. This better be the cutest fucking thing in my life.
Oh.
I want to see the
As
Blubber
long as you're
Beast.
nice, don't break the law. Is there anything else?
I am always super underleveled, Nightshade, it's fine.
Don't break the law.
She
Play it safe. Got it.
It's one of the little guys! It looks sad.
Oh, I almost fired.
You can come visit it and do things over a period of time. I'm not sure exactly how long. And then you get to set him free.
Do I have food to give it?
If you've got
I have
Fish.
2 fish.
like fish,
Give it a piece of fish.
Give the fish. Feed the baby.
What was it?
need more fish.
Arcane could buy a plushie of it.
Oh, poor little baby's been starving. Health value. I must protect this creature. I love Berry Puff.
I'll distract.
I need to figure out where he goes after you set him free.
Ow.
He leaves?
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
I mean, if you go that far, theoretically you could just not progress that.
Oh, I can't do that to Berry Puff. Is this like a daily thing, or do I just give it all the food I have?
It's daily / timed. I don't know. Eventually the intervals get longer.
Okay.
So it starts as like you get on the next like reset in game
Okay.
and it'll
back
say
for you.
we should go back.
Hmm.
And then
Okay.
eventually it won't be like just the next day. It'll be a time longer. It'll be like we haven't checked on Berry Puff in a while. We should go do that.
I require more fish. I must have all of the fish to give to Berry Puff.
Oh, it's down here. Onward.
What the fuck are you? I don't know. Question marks and has a quest. Alright, goodbye.
I don't. Huh?
What?
I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
Oh. Do I need to not ignore it?
I don't know. I don't know what he does or what kind of quest he gives you. So you're probably fine. It's just like a side / world quest thing, not an actual story quest. So
Okay.
Otter.
Otter!
Otter!
Honor!
Okay, I'm up by the chest.
Can't even think it without
Where
dying.
are you?
Flawless
Oh,
from
up.
Up. Swim up. Get it all.
up is down.
There's also a hydro right here. Right here. Okay.
There you are.
Alright. It's for
Shiny
worlds.
Shiny rock. Shiny rock.
I need to go up or down.
Why didn't it show me this earlier?
I'm heading to where the other otter is.
Is there like a teleport point? I see it on the map.
It's down further.
Oh god. Oh god.
You'll be fine.
Oh look. One of the little things.
Yeah, it's for a world quest.
What happened?
What happened?
Nice stream streak piece. Can Arcane make giant plushies? Oh god. Probably,
Yes,
but
giant.
probably not. Woo!
Jump scare. I
Giant
forget.
crochet
There's more.
plus.
What about crochet flesh of author?
Yeah.
That's Arcane. You can come fast travel to me once you unlock that.
Was that what that thing for? And
Why am I still getting it?
Well, good luck with that. I'm gonna teleport away.
Yeah, you can always come back too.
Yeet.
Then I have to keep doing that. Damn it, I should
Onward.
Zoom.
We'll make this better. Give me a quick moment. There we go.
Oh, little guy.
You can open the door.
Ah, I see. Oh, the other one just got smashed by the door.
Baby otter.
Are these all full of otters?
No.
Oh, some of them have. Oh no, they've got little guys in them, but they're evil. But I
Oh
want.
no, I think the otter's having it's broken. Hold on, let me see if I can try and fix him.
Yeah.
Go die.
When the one got smacked by the door, they kind of broke.
Let's go back to the fast travel point and see if it'll fix it.
Yeet.
Hi. Otter broke.
I broke an otter.
How did the otter break for you?
It wouldn't leave the cage.
Is it currently leaving the cage?
I'll find out.
That's what we're checking. Need to do that.
Nope.
Is it still broken?
Nope, it's still stuck.
Oh, that sucks.
Hate hair characters, apparently.
I wonder
He's
if...
stuck in the cage!
Yeah, I know he's stuck in the cage. We're trying to fix him. Shut it, Apollo. Let's see if we can exit a multiplayer and rejoin back up. It might fix it.
Eat. Oh. Oh, yes! Yes! It's free!
There we go.
Oh. It almost went back in. It was on the corner of the cage.
Alright.
I am sad and wish to free these
You
guys.
can open the doors for them.
Okay.
Where to? And we can just keep going this way.
Free all the lads.
Alright, Arcane, this way.
Is that all of the lads?
Yeah. Oh, hey.
You.
I need Fang. I need... You! I require your assistance.
You. Which. Ooh.
Forbearance.
Peace, I need help!
Could you just get an angle to hit all of them?
And Arcane's right about that.
Woohoo!
Arcane was right.
Every now and again. I have my moments. I might be new to the game, but I'm not new to puzzles.
Oh, there's the fast travel. Fast travel point!
Yay for Arcane's puzzle skills.
Woohoo! It's like yesterday.
Onward!
My job is sand arrow puzzles.
This is what snow looks like.
Isn't it white and fluffy? Is that what snow looks like?
There we go.
I mean,
There's an otter over
no.
here.
guess we go up.
No.
And wow.
Otter!
Ooh. That was dramatic.
This way.
Oh no.
Actually, we can get you this chest.
Hey, look. Just for you. The one that gets its booby trap, isn't it?
Oh dear.
You make a big swoosh.
There you go.
Do you make big swoosh because you are a water person?
No, because you can grab the thing from.
Oh. That makes sense.
Sealy.
Fucking send him to Nagia, dude.
Narnia.
It blocked.
Give me a moment. There we go. Clear the way.
Jesus fucking Christ.
There's fast travel right here. You gotta do the challenge.
Oh. Destroy fruit.
In the shadow of the mountain.
There you go.
Go, little guy, go. Should be another. Thingy. Oh God!
Fuck my foot
Help!
bugs.
Hmm. Oh no.
I'm in danger.
Mars. Arcane found the two stingrays.
It's fine, they left
The
me alone.
boss one.
Sealy.
Ah. That's why I shouldn't be allowed to go off on my own.
I'm not gonna do it again.
I cannot be trusted, Chad. It's not safe.
Chess. And Hydro.
Okay then. That's a big barrier.
Peace, how did we beat them last? The stingrays? Was it with Crab?
No, I think it
What
was
the fuck?
the.
With the Ray?
Yeah. You fight it with its own type of thing. You just gotta dodge it and wait for a thing to show up between them and then sever that, and it does damage.
Alright, where are the two assholes?
Oh, they're up. They're up here.
I am blind.
I have Thunderlord.
Oh, there they are.
Just assholes. Get him, Mars.
What's a super?
Oh, that does not take a lot of damage. Uh-oh.
No, you gotta wait for them to do their thing.
Ah. I see.
Oh, hit the thing in the middle. There you go. It does damage.
So how'd
Yeah,
you do
to
this?
the, like,
Take thingy from
boss.
the thingy.
I'm
Yeah, click on it.
You can shoot thingies.
Yeah. Then aim. You hold E and aim.
Hold button and aim. Okay, understood.
Yeah,
Smack.
holding gives you an aim. E just throws it,
Okay.
I think. if you just press it real quick.
Nope. I'm still doing that wrong. I'll figure it out. It's fine.
You let go of E, it'll go.
Yeet.
There you go.
Yay, I helped.
There you go, achievement.
Woohoo! Hooray!
Achievement, yay. We love achievements.
We do love achievements.
They give more primos.
Jimmy Fish. I participated, chat. It took me almost the whole time, but I done did it.
You heard her, chat. She did it, actually. We didn't do all of it for her.
Although photo finish, Amaris might have hit the thing before I did. But I learned how to do the thing, and that's what matters.
I'm just sitting over here.
That's fine.
Sitting on these chests, waiting for somebody to show.
I don't even have sword ammo.
Where you at?
We'll fast travel over to our pieces.
Ah.
And swim over. And then we can go to where the otters are.
Woohoo.
There's a chest for you, Hurricane.
E. So how does one go about acquiring more fish for the berry puff?
Either buy it. You can
There's an chest up here.
catch fish and then turn it into the raw fish to use.
How do catch fish?
You go to fishing spot and
Help.
catch fish.
I'm fine. I just got yeeted.
Are you really fine?
Mostly. Sorry, what was the instructions for how to fish?
And go to fishing spot. Use fishing rod. Wait, have you even acquired a fishing rod yet?
I don't think she has.
Instructions unclear. Fishing rod not acquired.
Alright. Easier way. Go to the leeway, buy fish.
Sadly, can't do a multiplayer.
That's okay.
Can she not?
I don't think she can, no.
I mean,
There's a
first
hydro.
thing we can at least show her where to buy fish, though.
Yes.
No, we can't.
How to acquire a
Teleport
fishing pole?
waypoint isn't unlocked. Through quest.
Heck.
Fast travel. Follow me.
Oh, weird. What? Okay, I was like, what direction is that?
Yes.
Surprised I cannot simply acquire fish from being in the water.
Now, follow me.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, it doesn't work that way.
Well, that's just silly.
It is. You're right.
There is many an otter here. Is this where Amaris likes to spend her free time?
Yes.
And make wishes.
Wishes!
Yes, the otters bring me good luck.
I've been surrounded.
Look at how cute they are!
Aww. Hello, little guys.
Best part of the stream. Finding this. Alright, onward to where Peace had disappeared off to.
Which... Do I go
You gotta
to
travel to
big
the...
one?
Yeah, you gotta go to the big one.
Big one.
Hello.
You...
Onward.
Zoom.
Oh, Arcane.
E?
There's fish in here that you can grab.
Like, physically?
Oh yeah, there's...
Yeah.
I forgot there is those fish. You can acquire the fish like that.
You may
Get
have
over
to
here.
chase
Get
them.
over here. Okay.
There's another
Yeah,
one
you-
right here.
Get over here.
Just go to ponds and stuff and yoink the fish out of there
Okay.
as well. I forget about this.
Fish acquired. I will never remember where the berry puff is, but it's fine.
Should have marked it on your map.
I should have, but did not.
Well, I will take you back there and you can mark it on your map. Because I have it marked on my map, because I kept forgetting where it was.
Who would ever forget where the berry puff is? That's ridiculous. Better fish in that pond. I don't see any. Rude.
There might be. I don't know. Probably not. I don't know.
That's a lot of stairs.
Forehead too big.
Where did you go?
What? Where did you go?
Oh,
Who
there
did?
you are.
Hi.
I might be stealing pond fish, it's fine.
So that pressure plate.
This fellow
No.
real quick. Well, this one's a nice one to have.
Oh, don't worry. I need quick kills with grenade launchers, so they're fine.
It's perfectly fine. I need the pond fish more than they need the pond fish. I will steal the pond fish.
God damn it! I just, dude, I don't.
Here or other?
What's the difference of fucking crouching and not? Like, oh come on.
God, Apollo.
The salt.
Anything else?
My ankle.
This looks like a place to buy fish.
Yes. Can talk to this man here, Uncle Sun, and buy fish.
Feast your eyes on these
And also talk to Uncle Gao and buy fish.
You will not speak to me.
That's my multiplier.
Fuck!
Is multiplayer thing.
Mark shit on my map. Fish. Never remember what
Need
that means.
Marker. You need marker. for
Melusines
Berry Puff.
are beautiful
Yeah, word
creatures.
Berry Puff at.
They are the pride of Fontaine. Be sure to befriend them
Howie.
and cause them no harm.
Eat. Must find the Berry Puff. Oh god, I didn't mean to attack that. It's fine. Well, that's good. At least there's a fast travel point right next to the Berry Puff.
Yep. It's very handy.
Hello, good baby. I've come to put marker next to you. Eesh.
No, you should have named it.
Huh?
I said you should have
Oh, that
named
is huge.
the
Come on.
marker as Berry Puff.
I
No!
can name it?
Yeah, click on the marker again. Now click up in the name.
Fuck off! Who are you? I don't know. Go away. Berry Puff.
That's toxic.
Now is Berry Puff.
Brother. Dude, I have no. What is that making?
Where'd you
This thing? Oh, at 14%. Man, this game took a while.
This one. 5 fish for
Awesome.
Berry Puff. That's all that matters is buy fish for Berry Puff.
And it's not having a permitted ore around it, so.
I did not know you could rename the things.
Really?
Oh,
You didn't
jeez.
put this either.
Oh, beacon rounds surrounded.
Oh,
Well then, I've taught people new things.
we've learned us of things.
Is this a sidearm or is it a fucking hand cannon? What the?
All of the above?
There we go. Yeah, Peace, I didn't know you could rename the pins.
Yep.
Ugh. Probably gonna go ahead and wrap it up there. Don't want to go super late.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine.
Like some Witcher stuff right here.
We made some good progress though.
Yes.
We got all of the map that we can do without me having to be a proper gamer and progress. And I got to meet the Berry Puff! Which is all that really matters. Berry Puff 10 out of 10. This is my new best friend. Don't you worry, Berry Puff. I will get you food. If I set you free, I'm gonna cry. I have to look up where to find you. Where to find Berry Puff? Okay, feed the Berry Puff. Wait, feed the Berry Puff. Okay, do the things outside the Berry Puff. Help the other little guys. Berry Puff's location after freeing.
Sure, why not?
There is, in fact, a location piece. Just so you know.
I see.
Well, let me get my best outfit for this.
Where is that?
Go up here.
Yeah, it's up there.
Ironically, not far from the location where he's at originally.
Berry Puff later. Somewhere in there. I think it's a little lower than that.
Oh, wait. Get my best time.
It's like there.
Ain't nothing she can say about this.
Very pup. Later. There we go. Perfect.
No.
What
Don't do
happened?
that.
What happened?
I'm home.
No. Give.
Get your ass out of the trash can.
Not the trash can.
Yes.
You're one to talk, Morris. Does Apollo know how much you've been in the trash can lately?
Oh, he knows that I have the emote.
Yes, but does he know that you've been using the emote?
Yep, he knows. He knows I use it.
I found him.
Yay.
You found him?
Refined the berry puff. It's all that truly matters. Well, thank you guys for hanging out. Appreciate it.
There. I have markered his location.
Next time I'll have to actually, like, progress my shit.
Yeah. There's our next goal.
Yeah.
Story.
Hooray. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and dip out of the call. You guys have a good night.
You have a
too.
good night as well.
Bye.
Bye.
Alright, chat. Sorry that the stream was short. I was a potato today. And sorry that, like, half of it was fucking muted. God. I really need, like, a symbol on screen when I'm muted so I can see... Full raid, no HUD, when? Hunter, why? I mean, like, sure. I can put that as a thing on the, next time we do a subathon, that can be one of the, sub amounts. Crow said to ask. Eventually, sure, I don't... Suffer. Chat, give money, I suffer.
Sometimes the law is compatible with human nature, but sometimes the two conflict.
That could be a
Balancing the two is
funny thing to add to
discipline in its
the
own right.
chaos rates, though. But yeah, I'll try to, like, make sure I have ways to know when I've muted the stream like that. Normally I can, like, see it in the Discord, or the in OBS, but I had it slid just to where I couldn't see that my mic was muted, which is so helpful. Yeah. But anyways, tomorrow, chat, there will be a stream of some length. I still need to make sure I get videos figured out tomorrow, so I don't know if it'll be a whole day stream, but it'll at least be part of a day stream, because Friday there will not be a stream, most likely. Friday is gonna be a day. So I'll be focused on other things. So we're switching the days around. It's fine. Hopefully tomorrow am not potato. But yeah. Speaking of raids, let's do a different kind of raid. Chat, who is online for us to send y'all over to? Hopefully tomorrow I'm not muted the whole time. That'd be great. You know, we haven't raided Dan in a while, and I miss the chill music vibes. So how about I send you guys over to Mr. Music is Code, Dan the Music Man, and we spread some love over there. Y'all know, you know the drill by now. Here, you can see my face. Boop. Make sure that you be nice, follow Dan's rules, most importantly, have fun. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day, night, evening, whatever the heck it may be for you. And I hope to see you all next time. Have a good one, you guys. Goodbye. Goodbye.